Hey guys, Natasha or Ethel Joe here. So I was excited that Lydia Harbaugh at HEA Productions PR asked me to read this book and add it to my plethora of vlogs. And I'm glad she did, because Kayla Myers is very new to me. I've seen her stuff, but I've never just had the time to finally sit and read it. And I finally did read one of her books, and it's kind of hot, and I really enjoyed sheet music, and it's part of a series, so this is just book one. There is a prequel that I do recommend too, and it's just kind of one of those books that drew me in, and I completely understand the male character, and I kind of understand the female character throughout the things. They're very relatable, even though they're rock stars and she's an author. There's some relatable characteristics that I thoroughly enjoy. And Cayson James Razor is not your typical rocker. He kind of has a chip on his shoulder. He's not ready to get married. He's not ready to settle down. He just thinks he loves living the life of a rock star and having women at his disposal at the end of a concert. And Kayla Marshall is a beautiful author that's getting ready to write a book about rock stars. And so what does she do? She's gonna go and tour with these guys for a while so that she kind of gets the feel of it for her book. And Cayson kind of has this chip on his shoulder, like he's like, romance is women are expecting men to do things, or expecting this and that, and he really kind of has this not a good feel for romance until he meets Kayla, and he's kind of putting her at an arm's length and kind of treating her like crap in a way. But it wasn't until one of the drummers comes in, the drummer's married, and the drummer's wife happens to recognize Kayla, and he starts to see that there's more to this, and the drummer kind of gives him a glimpse of what it's like. We know it's fake. We know that this is a fictitious world, but it kind of lets us escape from the monotony of work and life, and kind of just escape into something and pretend we're in the book, and we're not, and then we're done. And we all know that we're deeply in love with our better halves or our significant others. And that's what I like about this, is Cayson is very honest, but he just has this pull towards Kayla. And finally they combust and they get together, and then she leaves, and he reads her notes that she leaves behind, and she's writing their story, and he's heartbroken because he doesn't know the ending, and he said he can never give a happily ever after, but now he's wishing he gave her a happily ever after. So he goes through this emotion of fighting his connection to her, and she's fighting her emotions of her connection to him. And everyone involved is both telling them they're stupid and they're thick-headed, that they need to discuss it. Months go by. Her book gets published. It goes on the bestsellers list. She still hasn't talked to Cayson, and Cayson still hasn't talked to her. These two fight this inner war with their mind, and then finally he gets the balls enough, and he goes and he sees her, and they talk, and they get themselves back in sync. But he has to go back on the road again and to fulfill his contract of being a rock star. And she's like, I'll be here. Leave for 3 months. I will be here this whole time. He comes back in those 3 months, and I'm not going to tell you, this is a spoiler-free review. He comes back with some pretty gut-wrenching news, and they have to overcome this news. And this is another notch in their relationship that could happen in anybody's relationship. Not everything is hearts and flowers and unicorns and, roses. You have to build it. And Cayson and Kayla have to build their relationship at different levels, and they get thrown these obstacles, and they have to keep building it, and they have to keep building it to stay together and fight for their love. And ultimately love wins, but there's all these obstacles that got in these guys' way to get to where they're at. And I think that's why I was so drawn to it, because it's very relatable in the obstacles of it, not what goes on in their life, but obstacles, because love doesn't just come easily with some. You have to build it, and you have to, get to where you need to be in life. And that's why I really think you guys should read this book. It's Sheet Music by Kayla Marshall. This is book 1, and then in the epilogue, which is fabulous, you'll kind of hear that there's going to be a book 2 about a certain someone. So it's in the links. Go get it, guys. Enjoy it as much as I did, because I literally read it in a sitting on a Sunday getting some sun. Talk to you later.